I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. They're calling it the largest drug sweep in Flagler County history. A massive undercover drug bust leads to the arrests of dozens of drug dealers. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley says the 8-month operation led to the seizure of more than $40,000 worth of drugs, including fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, molly, meth, pot, and other prescription drugs.
Nearly all of the heroin seized during this operation contained fentanyl, as did a majority of the cocaine seized. Fentanyl is reportedly 50 times more potent than heroin. Just 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be a lethal dose. I hope the judicial system takes a hard line with these poison peddlers and sends them off to prison. These are people that are selling poison to our sons, daughters, parents, and friends that in some cases have the potential to be deadly.
He highlighted a critical piece of Operation Heatwave at a news conference Tuesday.
One undercover operation involved 26-year-old Waste Pro employee Shaquan Robinson, who sold heroin to an undercover detective while dressed in his Waste Pro uniform and traveling on the back of a Waste Pro truck. The truck pulled over, Robinson completed the sale of heroin, and then the truck resumed its normal trash pickup route.
Deputies also seized 3 guns and issued 40 warrants for arrests.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Delta Airlines nonstop to Atlanta, and now nonstop service to New York City via American Airlines.
Your government is getting more transparent, at least in Palm Coast. City Council has voted to make campaign finance reports publicly available online. Palm Coast City Councilman Jack Howell called it a smart move.
Today, everything is electronic, and a lot of people rely on their computers and the websites to gather information. So this is just another way of being transparent.
Council's vote was unanimous, with only Councilman Nick Kloufis absent. Supervisor of Elections Katie Lenhart is a fan of the new policy, saying it's more environmentally friendly and more transparent. Flagler County officials will again apply for a grant to help build a new library in Bunnell. John R. King reports.
Following several fruitless attempts at securing funding from the state for construction of a new library, the Flagler County Commission voted Monday to try once again. Despite being ranked as the top project in 3 previous attempts, no money was forthcoming. That was either because the state legislature failed to appropriate any money for the grant program, or most recently, when it did, the county had already withdrawn its application. Flagler County Commissioner Donald O'Brien.
Basically what this is, Rich, is a chance for us to apply for a grant from the state and then use that money for the design and planning of the new library. It might still be a few years away, but that's our goal here. You have to get started with the grant application process now for the next year.
The county is seeking the maximum award of $500,000, and if funded this time, work should begin next July. It would have to be completed by June of 2022. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Murphy.
We live on an ocean coast, and sometimes living with that beauty can be offset by other issues. You can be ready for those issues by learning basic disaster skills and emergency response skills. Flagler County Emergency Management, in partnership with Flagler County Fire Rescue and Flagler Volunteer Services, are offering a 30-hour program that teaches disaster preparedness, fire safety, and basic first aid at the Community Emergency Response Team, or CERT, training program. Classes will be held at Flagler County Emergency Operations Center every Monday and Wednesday evening from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. beginning October 7th and running through November 6th. Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord describes the program as an important partnership between the community and professional first responders. You can register for the program by calling 313-4200. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Rich Carroll.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.